Hello again, everyone. It's Dwayne. It is the midweek edition, Wednesday. One man's opinion. We got a lot to talk about and a short time to do it. Let's get started. We had Arizona, Utah, and Idaho voting yesterday. The Arizona Republican primary, 58 delegates at stake. Donald Trump, no surprise, 47.8% taking all 58 delegates. Ted Cruz was second with 24.8. Marco Rubio, who he and Ben Carson and Rand Paul and a few others were still on the ballot, took third with 14.6. John Kasich came in fourth with 10%. On the Democrat side in Arizona, 63 delegates at stake. Hillary Clinton edged out Bernie Sanders 57.8 to 39.8. Clinton got 41 delegates. Sanders got 22. Moving on to Utah, the caucus there. 40 delegates at stake for the Republicans. Ted Cruz took all 40 delegates. He romped everybody. 69.2% of the vote. John Kasich came in second with 16.9, and Donald Trump came in third at 14. The Mitt Romney and the endorsement also from Governor Gary Herbert, I think helped Cruz away with that victory. Over on the Democrat side in Utah, Bernie Sanders, 79.7% to Hillary Clinton's 19.8. Hillary's pantsuited ass got kicked there. Sanders got 18 delegates and Clinton got 5. Moving on to Idaho, the Democrat primary there, 22 delegates at stake. Bernie Sanders, 78%. Hillary Clinton, 21.2. She got her pantsuited ass kicked again. 17 delegates for Sanders and 5 delegates for Hillary Clinton. Okay, the delegate count right now. Republican side, Trump is at 739. Cruz is at 469. Kasich, who thinks he has a shot at the nomination, is at 143. Over on the Democrat side, counting regular and super delegates, Clinton is way ahead at 1681 to Sanders 927. National polling as of today, I was looking at Real Clear Politics. It shows that Donald Trump's up nationally 43%, Ted Cruz is at 29%, and Kasich is at 16%. On the Democrat side, Hillary is at 50%, Sanders is at 38%. Last night's results do not jibe with the polling. But you can skew any poll. For instance, the Quinnipiac poll, Republicans versus Clinton. If Trump and Clinton go head-to-head, Clinton beats Trump 46 to 40%. If Cruz faces Clinton, Clinton beats Cruz by 3, 45 to 42%. If Kasich versus Clinton, Kasich is at 47, Clinton is at 39, a plus 8 for Kasich.
Right.
If a Republican's going against Bernie Sanders, Trump versus Sanders, Sanders beats Trump by 14, 52 to 38. Cruz versus Sanders, Sanders beats Cruz by 11, 50 to 39%. And Kasich versus Sanders, Kasich beats Sanders by 1 point, 45 to 44%.
Bogus.
I do believe these polls are skewed towards who? John Kasich. Why? Because he is a GOP establishment stooge. That's why. The results are utterly ridiculous, but there again, you have to consider the source. Quinnipiac and a lot of other of these polls, these polling places, are what? They are for the establishment. They're being run by the anti-Trump and anti-Cruz people, essentially. As far as Bernie Sanders is concerned, first of all, let me just put this right out here. He wants to raise your taxes $15 trillion. Trillion with a T, boys and girls. Anybody who would vote for Bernie Sanders either doesn't pay any income tax, or if they do pay income tax, they're utter moron and do not need to be voting to begin with. Now, like I said, John Kasich thinks he's got a path to the White House because he won Ohio, the only state he has won. He's come in second a couple of times, but most of the time he's third, fourth, or even fifth. But he is so delusional, he thinks he can get the nomination because he is the only one who could win Ohio, and no president has ever won the presidency without taking Ohio. He might have a point, but you know what? There's always a first time. In this election cycle, anything can happen, and it usually does. Okay. How do I approach this? Okay, I'm just going to come straight out. Usually it's the Trumpsters or the Trumpkins, whatever you want to call them, against the cruisers, battling back and forth. This week it was Trump and Cruz going mano a mano on Twitter. Let me set this up. There was an ad that was put out by an anti-Trump group called Make America Awesome PAC, and it shows a semi-nude photo of Trump's wife, Melania, from a GQ magazine shoot from many moons ago that was shot aboard Trump's plane. This was actually before they met and got married. Superimposed on the picture, it says, "Meet Melania Trump, your next first lady," or you could vote Ted Cruz on Tuesday. Now, the Donald sees this, and he tweets the following: "Lion Ted Cruz just used a picture of Melania from a GQ shoot in his ad. Be careful, Lion Ted, or I will spill the beans on your wife." I'm not sure what kind of beans he has on Heidi Cruz, but Ted Cruz responded in kind, saying, "Pic of your wife is not from us. Donald, if you try to attack Heidi, you're more of a coward than I thought. Hashtag classless," and it is sent to real Donald Trump. Honestly, this is not what I envisioned in this election cycle. Here I've been, beating a dead horse for weeks now. The Trump Cruz ticket, those two together would be unstoppable. I'm beginning to doubt myself here. I doubt that there's any love lost between these two men unless somebody eats a little crow, which could happen. I'm not saying that it couldn't, but it's doubtful at this moment. Now, in a related story, you've got Jeb Bush endorsing Ted Cruz. That scares the hell out of me because Ted Cruz getting the establishment vote from not only Jeb Bush, but Lindsey Graham and a few others. Of course, Lindsey Graham did it begrudgingly. Mitt Romney being another one who has endorsed Cruz. It's basically the establishment is getting behind Cruz because they know Kasich doesn't have a chance of winning, and Cruz is all they have left. Because they are so anti-Donald Trump, they will do anything and make any kind of deal at this point in order to keep their power. That's why I've been hoping for a Trump Cruz ticket to screw the GOP. I don't know if that's going to happen now or not. Oh, and by the way, also today I saw that Bobby Jindal, the governor of Louisiana, who had nothing but bad things to say about Donald Trump during the debates when he was at the kids' table, the pre-debate debates, now is endorsing Donald Trump. What does that tell you? He's looking for a VP nod. All right, I'm going to get serious here real quick. Brussels, Belgium, the terrorist attack there yesterday morning, our time. Killed about 30 people, 34, something like that. Injured over 200. There's some military people and other Americans that were injured in this. Terrorism may have played a little bit of a factor with how big Trump and Cruz won yesterday. And surprisingly enough, it could have helped Bernie Sanders as well. We all know Clinton's track record with terrorists. I mean, her failure in Benghazi notwithstanding, she is just not the person to depend on that 3 a.m. call. The Democrat Party is in trouble, and so is the Republican Party. Why? We, the people, we're tired of the status quo. We're tired of the party system. We're tired of the good old boys, the elitists, the statists. We are tired of being told who we should vote for. We want to pick, but no, the parties pick. The fix is in with Hillary Clinton on the Democrat side. On the Republican side, they're trying to fix it. and they haven't figured out how to do it yet. We, the people, are sick and tired of the status quo. You know, with the introduction of the Tea Party back many years ago, and now with the grassroots Trumpsters, Trumpkins, cruisers, the anti-establishment crowd, which I am a part of. I am a Tea Party patriot, and I am an anti-establishment patriot. We're shouting at the top of our lungs at both parties that we're tired of their BS. We're tired of the party coming first and America coming somewhere after their pocketbooks. I'm going to give you, for instance, real quick. According to Newsmax, out in Arizona, Senator John McCain, the Maverick, is facing his toughest reelection bid ever. He is running neck and neck with a Democrat challenger by the name of Ann Kirkpatrick. Honestly, I hope she wins. She couldn't be any worse than he is. McCain's disapproval rating, according to public policy polling, is at 63% versus 26% approval rating. Sounds a lot like Congress, doesn't it? You know, it's sad. It really is sad that we are in this situation. But it's the party's fault, Democrat and Republican. And this year, this election cycle, and probably the next 2 or 3 are going to be bane for the incumbents. And I'll tell you why. We, the people, are pissed off at the establishment. We're pissed off at the same old, same old.
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
We want change. We were promised hope and change 7.5 years ago, and all we got is hopelessness, and the only change is what's left in our pockets. We want something better for our country, for our families, our futures, our children and grandchildren. Right now, we're so far in debt, we'll never be able to get out from under it. And here's Bernie Sanders wanting to add another $15 trillion to that. Now, I know here in Kentucky, we've got Mitch McConnell, who is the Senate leader. I can hardly wait to retire that SOB to the crooked old politician's home. That's where a lot of these people need to be going. Oh, Castro. Obama. Well, might as well say Castro. Obama was in Cuba yesterday, gave a 53-second response, little remark on the Brussels, Belgium terrorist attack. Then he went to a baseball game with Raul Castro and was doing the wave. Today he's down in Argentina partying with the socialists, apparently. You think we don't need new leadership in Washington? Okay. Sunday, this coming Sunday, is Easter. We have on the 22nd, the 26th rather, the Washington Democrat, the Alaska Democrat, and Hawaii Democrat caucuses. I am not going to do a show on Easter. I will be back on March 30th, and then after that, I'm taking a couple weeks hiatus, going on a cruise. So we will see you in 1 week, and we will talk about whatever is taking place. Because we'll have stuff on the 26th as well. Maryland and Pennsylvania, Delaware, Connecticut, and Rhode Island. We're going to see how strong Kasich's following is up there. I'm pretty sure that Donald Trump is going to win pretty much everything up there. All right, my time's up. I thank you for yours. We will see you again, like I said, next Wednesday. Until then, hope everyone has a happy Easter and be good to one another. Later.